skill. They need more players with will that's going to do more than just spot up his shoe and or play on the offensive end. I think he's going to provide some depth on the.
Jay, would you rather have that kid or $1 million?
For who now?
Would you rather have that kid that just got picked or $1 million? What would you pick?
Can I have both?
No, you have to pick.
I'll take the mill.
Well, so did Minnesota.
Twins Cliff and Chris Paul made it their pursuit to pass selflessness onto the next generation.
I got it.
On the court, little Chris's signature alley-oop-de-doop drew the attention of local scouts. While off the court, little Cliff assisted neighborhood children from his own State Farm branch. The Pauls knew a little assist goes a long way, no matter who it comes from.
Big wave surfing has always been about bending the rules. Now I have the tools to bend them even further. Somewhere in the world, a massive wave is waiting to be found. With technology this versatile, finding it is easy. Dropping in, that's another story.
Help Ian discover a monster wave with the HP Pavilion X360.
We're going to the costume party tonight. People actually think we're cops. That was awesome. Let's be cops.
What if you made your own rules?
Where'd you get this? eBay, dude. This is super illegal, right? This? No. No? Wow.
What if you could get away with anything?
Cheers. Cheers. It's okay. Everybody relax.
On August 13th.
Control the situation.
Be careful what you wish for.
That's what you get. That's what you get.
Let's be cops. Rated R.
Would not slow down. When they told him he had reached the limit, he just had one thought: faster. What was he chasing? What are you chasing? Hennessy VS. Never stop, never settle.
There were times where it was a lot leaner, and I mean lean as an understatement. But we knew that if we stayed determined and if we could find the right tools, we're going to be a happy family. We'll be okay.
With American Express Serve, you have a full-service prepaid account that helps you handle your money simply and affordably, all for just $1 a month, backed by the 24/7 service of American Express. This is what membership is. This is what membership does.
Get started with an American Express Serve account today.
A little over midway through the second round of the 2014 NBA Draft presented by State Farm. Glad to have you with us. Barclays Center from Brooklyn, New York. Reese Davis, Jay Billis, Jalen Rose, and Bill Simmons with you. Here are the most recent selections. Dwight Powell of Stanford going to the Charlotte Hornets. That was after Markel Brown, who is headed to Brooklyn. The pick was made by Minnesota, but he will play his basketball for the Nets here in this building. And Jordan Clarkson, point guard from Missouri. His father battled cancer during the course of the year, had a good season for the Tigers. He was picked up by the Washington Wizards with the 46th pick. 76ers, 5 second-round selections. Their latest one coming right now, courtesy of the Deputy Commissioner, Mark Tatum.
We have another trade to announce. the Utah Jazz trade the draft rights to Jarnell Stokes, the 35th pick, to the Memphis Grizzlies for a 2016 second-round pick.
Wow.
And with the 47th pick in the 2014 NBA Draft, the Philadelphia 76ers select Russ Smith from the University of Louisville.
He was Russ-diculous. He was also a national champion in 2013 for Rick Pitino's Louisville squad, and Russ Smith going to the Sixers.
Small guard, but very dynamic. A two-guard can shoot it, good in transition, can get to the rim, and can be a disruptive defender where he gets out in passing lanes, forces steals. Rick Pitino called him ridiculous. I've always thought, he doesn't see the defense, he sees openings. So even when he's triple teamed, he sees the openings in the defense. He doesn't necessarily see the defense, but a great kid and a guy who's just absolutely got jets and just a water bug throughout the court.
Plays winning basketball also, and plays bigger than his size. He finds ways to finish as he's driving towards the basket. I'm glad to see him get a shot.
I like that guy. He's a warrior.
Milwaukee Bucks have the next pick, 18th pick of the second round, 48th overall.
With the 48th pick in the 2014 NBA Draft, the Milwaukee Bucks select Lamar Patterson from the University of Pittsburgh.
Starting to get a lot of veteran players, stayed in college for a while. The pick is Lamar Patterson is the pick. You had a look there momentarily at Cam Bairstow. Here's Lamar Patterson, a senior shooting guard for the Panthers.
Really good off pick and rolls. He's just an elite passer. The guy's got size. He's not a great athlete, but when he comes off that pick and roll, you saw that little pocket pass he had there, and he plays with really good pace. The knock on him is he's not an elite athlete. Like, he's not going to blow by you. He's not going to rise up over you, but he's one of those guys, we said it before, he knows how to play. We said it with regard to Kyle Anderson from UCLA. He just has a great sense of how to play, and really like him as a player, but especially as a passer.
And he's, like you said, like Kyle Anderson, somebody who would be fun to play with.
Right.
Every time I watch Pittsburgh, I was always struck by, like, wow, that guy looks like he'd be fun to play basketball with.
And if you can shoot, you got a shot. And also, playing against Syracuse in particular, against that zone, he was shooting them out of it.
So Patterson goes to the Bucks. The Bulls have the 49th overall pick. The Bulls have been busy tonight picking up Doug McDermott. Here's Mark Tatum.
I bet this is a foreign guy.
With the 49th pick in the 2014 NBA Draft, the Chicago Bulls select Cameron Bairstow from Brisbane, Australia, and the University of New Mexico.
So that's not a foreign. I was wrong. I thought that would be a pick they might stash, but apparently they're using it.
Australian pick, one of the big fellas. They had a big front line at New Mexico, along with Alex Turk and Cam Bairstow, a talented guy.
Really talented guy. Played a lot of international basketball. He's got a big body. He can really score. Per 40 minutes, 25 points a game, 61% from the field. At his size, very, very skilled. Connected on 64% of his jump shots that are inside the arc. He's just a very good mid-range shooter and a very good rebounder that can get to the line.
50th pick, and the Suns on the clock will wrap up the second round. Final 11 picks of the 2014 NBA Draft when you come back to the Barclays Center in Brooklyn.
A little light under the
Don't want him in the family.
The more people we have, the more we save.
He already owes me money for like 4 pizzas.
We all get separate bills. Besides, if you don't like Gordon, why did you invite him this weekend?
I didn't invite him. He just like shows up.
It's pronounced Gordon.
Hey, let's go, honey. Those tacos ain't gonna eat themselves over there. They look great, by the way.
The bills are separate.
With the Sprint Unlimited family plan, the more you add, the more you save. Get unlimited data, talk, and text for as low as $45 a month per line. Happy connecting from Sprint.
We're going to the costume party tonight. People actually think we're Please free! That was awesome. Let's be cops.
What if you made your own rules?
Where'd you get this? eBay, dude. This is super illegal, right? This? No. No? Wow.
What if you could get away with anything?
Cheers. Cheers. It's okay. Everybody relax.
on August 13th.
Control the situation!
Be careful what you wish for.
That's what you get! That's what you get!
Let's Be Cops. Rated R.
Two things you only dreamed would come together. A delicious cheesy quesadilla wrapped around a beefy burrito. The new quesarito from Taco Bell.
Introducing new Johnny Appleseed Hard Apple Cider. Refreshingly sweet and intense. And bursting with a crisp apple bite. So try a Johnny Appleseed Hard Apple Cider tonight and let the stories flow.
This is a view you have to leave the couch to believe.
Seize the summer with up to 40% off hotels from Travelocity.
Go and smell the roses.
When you have looks that kill, 550 horsepower at your disposal, and complete control of the situation, there's really no need to shout. Unless, of course, you really want to. The F-Type Coupe from Jaguar. Oh, it's good to be back.
For great offers, visit your local Jaguar retailer today.
Every Sunday is an opportunity for breakthroughs and comebacks, upsets and miracles, and for new stars to become legends. NFL Sunday Ticket on DirecTV is your opportunity to become the most powerful fan and choose the matchups you want to watch. That's every game, every Sunday, no matter where you live. For the most football on television, call 1-800-GET-SPORTS to order NFL Sunday Ticket only from DirecTV.
Going to college is a big commitment. So when you earn your bachelor's or master's degree at DeVry University or its Keller Graduate School of Management, we promise you care and attention, an education that helps prepare you for a real career. And now, the DeVry University Fixed Tuition Promise. Lock in your tuition rate through graduation. Even if tuition increases year to year, your rate stays the same. That's our promise, and the kind of commitment your commitment deserves. Classes start July 7th. Learn more at devry.edu.
Knicks are on the clock here at the NBA Draft. Some of the latest in the social buzz. Johnny Football welcoming Andrew Basketball to Cleveland after Wiggins was selected by the Cavaliers. Harrison Barnes sending out congratulations to his high school teammate Doug McDermott for getting drafted and eventually going to the Bulls. And as John Calipari said to Jay Billis as he walked by, also tweeted to the world, season's over.
And he just got $50 million. Get him, Coach Cal.
That does say, that did say,
Don.
hey, that did say go Cats, not go Cavs, didn't it? Calipari? I think it was. Knicks about to make a pick.
With the 51st pick in the 2014 NBA Draft, the New York Knicks select Thanasis Antetokounmpo from Athens, Greece. He last played for the Delaware 87ers in the NBA Development League.
Brother of Greek Freak.
The brother of the Bucks' Giannis Antetokounmpo. Thanasis Antetokounmpo is the first D-League draft-eligible player of international origin to be selected. And he is selected by the New York Knicks. He averaged 12 points, a little over 4 rebounds per game. And he is the older brother of the Greek Freak, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and he'll get his chance in New York.
Keep killing time. Fran's getting dressed. He thought he was done. Fran, put a jacket on.
Hey, we saw some great promise from Thanasis' little brother. What about Thanasis himself, Fran?
Well, first of all, I didn't have to practice Antetokounmpo. I already knew that. But he's raw. He's not as polished as the Greek Freak, his younger brother. This young man played in the D-League for Delaware. Terrific athlete, and he's more a defensive specialist right now. His offense got better in the second half of the year for the 87ers, the Delaware 87ers. But, you know, a good pick at this spot because he's an NBA-level defender. You think these two guys are good. There's a little brother, Kostas, who's playing in high school in Milwaukee. So we'll see him in about 5 or 6 years.
We'll wait on him, Fran. Okay, a few picks ago, Philadelphia took Russ Smith, the Louisville star guard. Jeff Goodman now on where Russ might actually end up.
It's Russ Smith taken 47th by Philadelphia is going to go to New Orleans in a trade in which they're going to bring another scoring point guard, Pierre Jackson, who started in the D-League last season. We've also got one more, 48. Milwaukee took Lamar Patterson. He's going to Atlanta for a future second-round pick. So 2 trades, 47, 48. Back to you guys.
All right, Jeff. Jeff keeping a finger on the pulse for all of the trades going down in the second round. Philadelphia back on the clock again with yet another one of its second-round picks. We'll wrap up 2014 NBA draft over the next, half hour or so.
The Championships, Wimbledon, continues tomorrow at 7 a.m. on ESPN and watch ESPN.
Pennzoil has reimagined a motor oil made from natural gas, proven to keep pistons cleaner than any leading synthetic, helping to protect against the loss of fuel economy. Designed for complete protection, born from natural gas. Pennzoil Platinum with Pure Plus technology. Motor oil reimagined.
Drive into a participating Jiffy Lube and earn big savings with the Pennzoil Platinum oil change.
The fun is back.
We're barefootin'. We're barefootin'.
Don't let cracks and splinters spoil your fun. Bare Deck Over gives new life to old wood and concrete. More than a stain, it extends the life of your deck, fills cracks and covers splinters.
We're barefootin'.
Don't replace, resurface.
Do the barefoot thing.
With Bare Deck Over, exclusively at the Home Depot. Good, better, Bare.
I missed so many workouts, my treadmill started to dress better than I did. The problem was the pain. Hard to believe, but Dr. Scholl's Active Series insoles reduce shock by 40% and give you immediate pain relief from 3 sports injuries. Amazing. Now I'm a believer.
Have a Cuervo.
Have some friends over. Just don't have any regrets. Cuervo, have a story.
Something big has been erupting all around us, a renaissance of sorts, recognized by those that understand that they too are big. But to shape the universe that in turn shapes them, they must align with the best, the network that has the capacity to help them be the best. As it's not just about speed and reliability, it's about being a part of a movement that moves you.
For best results, use Verizon.
When François Thibault said he was going to make vodka in cognac with spring water and the best French wheat, everyone here said, no. No. But little by little, the world got to love what he had made. Grey Goose, François?
The extraordinary belongs to those who make it. Fly beyond. Grey Goose, the world's best tasting vodka.
Welcome to the new world.
The Strain, Sunday, July 13th, on FX.
Each year, 95% of homeowners won't have a claim. That's why Allstate gives you money back every year you don't have one. Oops. Claim-free rewards from Allstate. Your home protects you. Protect it back.
Duralast is tough. It can take the cold and the heat. Trust me, this battery can beat a pure battery. Duralast, proven tough. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
The NBA selects Isaiah Austin.
One of the more poignant and memorable moments of this night at the NBA draft, Isaiah Austin former Baylor star who during pre-draft genetic testing was diagnosed with Marfan syndrome. It's a genetic mutation. It causes, among the complications, sometimes the enlargement of the aorta, which can be life-threatening. As a result, Isaiah's career as a competitive basketball player was forced to come to an end. But the NBA, in a terrific gesture that was very moving, drafted Isaiah Austin into the league. He almost certainly would have heard his name called by now, something he had pursued for quite some time. It was a really classy move by the league, I thought.
Classy and heartwarming.
Yeah.
You know, there's a program, NBA Cares, that does a lot of outreach work, and you know, I think you could certainly say the NBA cares about the players. And you know, Isaiah Austin has been through a difficult time. You know, you could call it a tragedy in a way. I mean, it's fortunate they found out before something really tragic happened. But I thought it was a beautiful gesture that the NBA and Adam Silver did with Isaiah Austin.
Class move by the league. Being drafted 20 years ago this season, it allows me to appreciate being a part of the NBA family. When you get a chance to walk up on that stage and you shake the commissioner's hand and you get that picture, those are lifetime memories, but more importantly, you're a part of the family.
And it was such a sad story, too. Like, when he was in high school, I think he was like the 5th or 6th highest-ranked high school kid coming out. I mean, he was basically a sure thing. And you know, to have that taken away, I don't know. Nobody knows how that's going to feel. But I think it was a really touching moment. I think it meant a lot to that kid. And I'm sure the NBA is going to figure out how to fold him in some way.
And Baylor also wants him to come back as well. Scott Drew is hopeful that he will come back and be a part of the Baylor basketball family, perhaps as some type of assistant coach or volunteer assistant as he finishes his education. 76ers on the clock, making a pick.
Volunteer, put him on a payroll.
With the 54th pick in the 2014 NBA Draft, the Philadelphia 76ers select Nemanja Dangubic from Pančevo, Serbia. He last played for Mega Vizura in Serbia.
A little run on Serbian wing players. Fran, what do we got from Nemanja Dangubic?
This is actually the third guy picked from the same team, Mega Vizura. Nemanja Dangubic, 6'8", was the MVP of the Adidas Euro camp that I attended about 2 weeks ago. Very athletic, very explosive. His major drawback right now is he is not a good shooter, which is kind of rare with Serbians because they teach shooting so well. But very athletic, 21 years old. We won't see him for a while, but he's got NBA-level athleticism. The rest of his game, including strength, have to catch up. Very safe pick at this point in the draft.
There were pink shorts in that clip. I don't know if you guys noticed that.
I did notice that.
Wow.
A lot of guys that you'd like to see get drafted before this night.
I'm fine with the international players getting picked on potential or possibly to get stashed. But what about the players I've been watching all year, like Patrick Young, DeAndre Kane, Roy Devin Marvel, and Melvin Edgem? I would like to see those guys get a shot.
Patrick Young especially. Jay, where'd you at? You had him like 34 on your list?
No, I had him further down. I had him in the 50s.
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong list.
You know, Jordan Baczynski from Arizona State, the big shot blocker, maybe he's a special, can get drafted. But Jahi Carson is the highest that I have still on the board. And then Cory Jefferson, a teammate of Isaiah Austin's at Baylor, a power forward, I thought would have been gone by now.
I'm looking at a June 19th Jay Billis list. It's my fault. My bad, fellas.
55th overall pick belongs to the Miami Heat, 25th pick of the second round.
With the 55th pick in the 2014 NBA Draft, the Miami Heat select Semaj Christon from Xavier University.
And Nemanja and a Semaj? We know we're in the 50s.
Semaj Christon, Jay, I know you've been very high on him. He averaged 17 points a game for the Musketeers. First team All-Big East player.
He's a combo guard. He's a good ball handler, very quick with the ball. He shoots kind of a set shot. He's got a little bit of a slow release, and doesn't really have deep range. And he's one of those guys where only about 10% of his shots come from three-point range, but he's good in transition. He's pretty good. He got much better moving without the ball. His first year playing for Chris Mack, they didn't have a whole lot of options, so he had the ball in his hands all the time. But he's gotten better giving it up and moving without it. And, you know, a solid player and a good second-round choice.
The Nuggets up next, by the way. Big winners tonight. Nurkic, Harris, and Aflalo. What did it do for an encore?
Nuggets pulling off trades. They get a chance to make a pick. 56th overall. Denver on the clock in the second round.
From the moment Clifford Paul created the assist, his legacy lived on, both in his smile and in his style. From one generation to the next, State Farm agents never cease to assist you. That's getting to a better state.
Gold Jay-Z, a fragrance for men. Available at a store near you.
Sweat. It says I was here. I worked here. It says I only have so much to give before I have to take. What I lose, I want to get back. Sweat says, I earned this. Gatorade, created to help replace what you sweat out.
What's with these AM crunch wraps? They put the hash browns on the inside?
Yeah, so they can keep a hand free. They can do that tweeter thing they do.
Hashtagging their hash browns. Unbelievable.
These kids, they got to do everything all at once.
Who needs a one-handed breakfast?
Hey, you try one of these things?
The next generation of breakfast is here. The new AM Crunch Wrap. Eggs, bacon, cheese, and a hash brown inside. It's the all-in-one breakfast.
Dig in. Because after a few icy seconds, you'll discover the light beer brewed for 21 days. And that's time well spent. When you want a real light beer, it's Miller time.
Tired of the same old summer movies?
Oh, I just want to get in bed and watch Friends all day.
Then see the funniest sequel ever made.
Critics say heartbreaking and hilarious.
You guys missed.
We got the thumb part.
22 Jump Street, rated R.
As a teacher, I'm always planning for the week or planning for the month. So like the 5th of each month, I know on clockwork which day I get paid, Every dollar we have right now, we need.
With American Express Serve, you have a full-service prepaid account that helps you handle your money simply and affordably. All for just $1 a month, backed by the 24/7 service of American Express. This is what membership is. This is what membership does.
Get started with an American Express Serve account today.
Need new tires? At Pep Boys, our Tires Made Easy process matches your vehicle with a tire that's just right for you. And right now at Pep Boys, when you buy 3 tires, you'll get the 4th free, instantly. Trust the boys to get you there.
It's a known fact that 100% of the swordfishes you don't try to catch will get away.
Seize the summer with up to 40% off hotels from Travelocity.
Go and smell the roses!
276.8 miles an hour. Nearly 5 miles an hour better than his previous record.
Malcolm Campbell would not slow down. When they told him he had reached the limit, he just had one thought. Faster. What was he chasing? What are you chasing? Hennessy VS. Never stop, never settle.
Guys like things foolproof. For getting rid of gray, there's Just for Men. Traditional hair color can overcolor. Just for Men's Air Active technology preserves hair's subtle variations. It's foolproof. Check out game-changing air active technology at justformen.com.
It's here, a full synthetic that starts pure, born from natural gas. The next revolution in synthetics. Pennzoil Platinum with Pure Plus technology. Motor oil, reimagined.
The 2014 NBA Draft is presented by State Farm. A little assist goes a long way. And in part by Gatorade. Gatorade knows it all begins within. Win from within. And Taco Bell. Sometimes you gotta live Mas.
Welcome to the 2014 NBA Draft. With the first pick, the Cleveland Cavaliers select Andrew Wiggins.
This is what the Bucks needed, a star to revitalize their franchise.
The Philadelphia 76ers select Joel Embiid.
I think I should have went higher. The teams that pass on me will regret it.
the NBA selects Isaiah Austin from Baylor University.
It's been quite a night in the Barclays Center. 3 picks remaining in the 2014 NBA draft. World champion Spurs took Kyle Anderson from UCLA at the end of the first round. Now about to make the 58th pick in the draft. In fact, San Antonio will have 2 of the last 3 picks tonight, with the Raptors sandwiched in between.
We're on a Thanasis, Vasilije, Alessandro, Nemanja, Semaj, Roy Devyn, Maximilian run right now.
You know, I'm really impressed with your study of the pronunciation guide. That was really good.
I would like DeAndre Kane with the Spurs.
With the 58th pick in the 2014 NBA draft, the San Antonio Spurs select Jordan McRae from the University of Tennessee.
McRae was a 2-time All-SEC player, scored more than 1,500 points in his career, nearly 19 this past season for Volunteers team that finished up strong, made it into the tournament, gave Michigan quite a fight. Jordan McRae was their primary offensive weapon.
Pretty good spot-up shooter, but he's a guy 6'5" with a 7-foot wingspan. Really good athlete, can put it on the deck, can shoot it from deep. Had a really good year. Just a solid player and a guy that can, because of his athleticism and his length, he can come in and be effective.
In some ways, it reminds you of the type of guys that the Spurs have been able to mine and discover, or at least maximize their talents in the second round. And Jordan McRae from Tennessee going the 58th overall, and now Toronto is on the clock, just over a minute left, and they probably will not take all of that time to select the next to last pick in this draft. Here's Mark Tatum with the Raptors selection.
With the 59th pick in the 2014 NBA draft, the Toronto Raptors select Xavier Thames from San Diego State University.
Xavier Thames. We both played for the same coach in Steve Fisher. He was a lead guard that helped San Diego State basically get on the map these last couple of years. Makes and takes big shots, always seems to be under control, has a mid-range game, and has a toughness about him that I really like. I expect him to have staying power. Congratulations, Xavier. Welcome to the team. Welcome to the family. He'll be in the league.
Do you like him more than Bruno Cavaccio?
150%,
okay.
Yes.
Bruno's sunned off, too, right? The only other Bruno that we found. Okay, we're waiting on the Spurs to make the final pick of the night. What's your overall impression, Jay, as you've looked at how this draft has unfolded relative to what you expected with the star power we had coming in?
It was about like we expected. There might have been some guys that went in some different spots than we expected, some guys that fell down a little bit, or, Josh Huestis went in the first round as a long-arm defender, shot blocker, rebounder that we thought would go in the second round, but I still think that was a really good pick. But I was really impressed with this draft. I still am. There were a bunch of foreign guys taken in the second round with things, that you could stash. But I thought this was a really fun draft.
That first round was about as loaded as we've had in a draft, if we think that these guys are going to come out. But talking about winners and losers or whatever, the Celtics and Lakers. Celtics get Marcus Smart at 6, guy everybody thought was in the top 3 or 4 all year. They get James Young at 17, who was one of the most highly regarded freshmen coming in. Then the Lakers get Randall at 7. Guy was the second best player going into this season last year. So both those teams have to be happy.
Don't you think Philly has to be happy too?
I think
with
Philly
what
ought
they got?
to be thrilled.
Embiid, Saric, and 15 wins next year, and now they're going to be back in the top 4. Yes, I think you're right.
Lakers also just picked up Jordan Clarkson, who was a guy a lot of people liked. He was a second-round pick, and LA drafted him. What's your impressions been of the draft?
I like the Embiid pick by Philly. You put in with Nerlens Noel, and you figure it out. Terrific young basketball players, both are well coached in college. Allow them guys to get healthy and see if you can have some Twin Towers down low. It's going to be tough with all of those guys, if they're healthy, to score against the Sixers in a couple of years.
It would have been fun if they didn't take Embiid, and then you had 2 teams who didn't have his medical records. Like, Could you trade for medical records?
Why don't you wear that mustache anymore?
Where did they put a mustache up?
Yeah, look, you got a mustache on your picture.
I don't appreciate that.
You could get one like Spencer Dinwiddie's mustache. That looked good on you.
And he was stroking it, too.
Yeah,
he was pretty good.
Looks good on him, I think. Final pick of the night, San Antonio Spurs. Here's Mark Tatum.
Before the final pick tonight, I'd like to thank ESPN and our broadcasters around the world for their coverage of our draft. I'd especially like to thank the borough of Brooklyn, my hometown, and all our dedicated fans still here tonight. With the 60th pick in the 2014 NBA Draft, the San Antonio Spurs select Cory Jefferson from Baylor University. Good night, everyone, and thanks for coming.
Cory Jefferson, the last player selected in the draft, averaged 14 points, 8 rebounds per game, and Jay mentioned him a few moments ago that he thought perhaps he would go at some point, and he does. Stays in the state of Texas.
He's a really good athlete. He can rebound, he can block shots, he can make a face-up jumper. He needs to get a little bit stronger. That's one area where I think he can really improve. He's not a great defender, but he can block and challenge shots. But, you know, he really did well when Pierre Jackson was there. I thought he really did well in pick-and-roll situations. Not quite as good this last season. Maybe took a little bit of a step back without Jackson in the lineup. But a good player, and a player that I thought would be drafted a little bit earlier.
It's been quite a day on ESPN, starting with Wimbledon and wrapping up with the world champion Spurs selecting Cory Jefferson as the final pick in the NBA draft. It's been a fun night. We'll be back on SportsCenter coming up in just a little bit. We want to thank you for watching the 2014 NBA Draft presented by State Farm. We have a terrific crew behind us. Our researchers, our producer, Bo Garrett, did a terrific job.
And the bill of sets.
Up next is SportsCenter. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For everyone on our draft crew, I'm Reese Davis saying good night from the Barclays Center in Brooklyn on a night when Andrew Wiggins was the first pick.
This is SportsCenter.